Hey, good morning everybody, it's Mike. Let's jump into our call this morning. I want to talk to you about something called the Pareto Principle. How many of you are familiar with the Pareto Principle? Maybe you know it by a different term. How many are familiar with the 80-20 rule? You know the 80-20 rule, the Pareto Principle, it kind of works like this. 20% of the agents in our industry earn 80% of the commissions. 80% of the commissions are earned by the top 20%. It works a different way as well. The Pareto Principle also says this: 20% of your activities, 20% of the things that you do today will produce 80% of your income. And I've always found that to be true. The small little things that I do every day are sometimes the most important. I call them my marketing activities, because if I don't get my marketing activities done every day, I'm not going to have any buyers or sellers to take care of. I won't have any objections to handle or difficult personalities to deal with, because I won't have any customers. 20% of my activities are going to produce 80% of my income. According to a recent statistics coming in from the National Association of Realtors, NAR, listen to this. This is sobering stuff here for us folks. In the United States, the average income for real estate agents was last year $41,800. Gross. After expenses, the U.S. average net take-home income, $24,662. In Georgia, it's a little bit better, not much, but a little bit better. The average agent in the state of Georgia grossed commission income last year, top line, $46,340. Projected net take home that they get to take home and pay their bills with, $23,633. Now I want to ask you a question. How many of us got our real estate license so we could make $20,000 to $40,000 a year? None of us did. None of us, when we first entered pre-license school, right? Remember back to then, remember the hopes and aspirations, the dreams that you had? Do you think anybody entered into the pre-license program with the hopes and dreams to make $40,000 a year? No. So what the hell's going on? Well, NAR went on to say agents with 16 plus years experience in the business average $71,000. So there's some good news. If you hang around for a decade and a half, maybe you'll be able to get it up to $71,000. And agents with less than 2 years experience average $9,300. $9,300 a year. It hurts me to read numbers like that, because I don't think you can live in Atlanta on any of those numbers. I don't think it's able to sustain even a minimum lifestyle in Atlanta on those numbers. Here in my office, our top 20%, that 20% that makes the 80%, our top 20% are averaging, I just did the math this morning for this year, they're averaging over $150,000 this year in take home. That's the average. Some of them are doing 3-4 times that much. But the average of our top 20% is over $150,000 per year. So I sat down and I put together what I call a 7-step strategy. And I hope you'll take some notes on this. Because I believe, after my 33 years in Atlanta real estate, I believe this, that if you were to implement these 7 steps, you could jump into the top 20% as well and start averaging over $150,000 a year. And some of you, the more committed, the more passionate, the more driven, the more motivated, if you want to call it that, some of you can go on to even higher heights. We have agents here in our company that are making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year. Those of you that know me know that I went on to do even more of that in my career. So I think it's possible that some of you will go on, but all of you can jump into the top 20% if you do these 7 things. You ready? Number 1, start your day early. I don't know any productive real estate agent. I don't know anybody in the top 20%. I'm sure there are people, I just don't know them, that don't start their day early. And the reason's pretty simple. They got a lot of stuff they got to get done today. Between their professional and their personal commitments, there's just no way to linger in bed. There's just no way to do it. They need to start their day early. Number 2, base your business in your real estate office. Get up, get dressed, go to work. There's a big fallacy out there, and I know how lucrative and attractive it is to believe it, but it's total bullshit that you can be as productive working from home as you could be working here at our office today. It's not true. It's a fantasy. It would be great. I would love it too. It's not true. You cannot be an island unto yourself in the middle of the ocean and be as productive as you could be here, surrounded by synergy and activity and energy. It's not possible. Number 3, have a defined target audience. 500 to 1,000 people to start with. You can grow it after that, but start with not less than 500 and not more than 1,000. Have a defined target audience and a written daily strategy. And your strategy is pretty simple. For this group of people, here are the 4 to 6 activities that if I get done every day, I will become the top of mind credible expert with that group of people. And you know this, plus or minus a tiny bit, that 5% of the population is going to move every year. So if you have 1,000 people in your target audience, you know 50 are going to move every year. You just don't know which 50. So you need to market every day to those 1,000 people so that you establish yourself with them as the top of mind credible real estate agent. So that when they decide that they want to buy or sell a home, you're the go-to expert. Number 4, create a written weekly schedule. I don't know a professional in and outside of real estate that doesn't have one. Why real estate agents think they can just wing it every day, I've never quite figured out. But you won't find anybody in the top 20% that doesn't have a written weekly schedule. So you can manage your time when time is your greatest asset. It's the one thing that you and Bill Gates and Warren Buffett all have in common. We all get the same number of minutes in every day. It's just how we use them. Number 5, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. It'll be the greatest investment you ever make. I don't care what kind of stock tips you think you have. Investing in yourself is always the best investment you could make. I want to encourage you to invest at least, at minimum, 5% of your gross commission income every year back into yourself. Education and training. Number 6, surround yourself with empowering voices. Every week, select the voices that you're going to allow into your brain this week and make them empowering and uplifting. And there's another way to say this too, and this way I say it in my life. You can support me and encourage me, or you can get the hell out. And I'm not joking about that. You want to weigh me down, you want to be divisive, you want to be negative, you want to be snarky, then you can just get the hell out of my life. Because I only want people that uplift and encourage me. And everybody else, I don't have time for them, you got to go. Number 7 of our 7-step strategy to get you into the top 20% right now. Set and maintain, and I just can't emphasize this strongly enough. This is how important I think it is. Set and maintain high personal standards for yourself, and don't ever compromise them. Don't ever compromise them. And if you're surrounded by people that are compromising their personal standards, then you have to get them out of your life. You want to surround yourself by people that inspire you to try to be better, not with people that are always appealing to the lowest side of us. Set and maintain high personal standards in how you dress, in your behavior, in your speech, and in your schedule. And don't allow yourself to spend 1 second around people that don't do that, because they will weigh you down. Folks, this is my 7-step strategy. I am passionate about the belief that if you were to implement these 7 steps in your business, you would go into the top 20% very quickly too. And this is Mike, and you know what I'm going to say now. I want you to go out there, use these 7 steps to make it happen for yourself.